What's up guys, I'm Matt the One-Handed Gamer. Today we're reviewing the Hubsan X4 Quadcopter. Now lately this has been advertised as the best entry-level drone, but today we're going to find out if it's really the best entry-level drone. Let's do that. First off, we're going to unbox this. Now, I have already unboxed this. Now, as you can see on the front of the box, you can see the drone. It's a white with red and white propellers. Now, as you can also see on the front, it says first person view. So that means, yes, there actually is a camera on the drone. So let's go ahead and open the box. Also on the back, here's the controller, which you'll be able to see in a little bit. It's actually quite big. It's actually a large controller compared to the drone anyways. Come on, let's get this open. A little stuck here. Come on. There we go. Now I do actually really like Hubsan's packaging on this, but it was kind of busted at the bottom because of the shipping, which is not Hubsan's fault. They could use some kind of soft foam instead, but it works. Okay, as you can see here, I have already unboxed it like I said. So comes with the drone, and there's a few cables in the manual. It's somewhere in my house. It also has a cage, but when you unbox it at the beginning, the cage will be separate, and you'll have to take off the props and install the cage around the props. Now this keeps it safe when you're flying indoors, so it will bounce off the wall instead of damaging the props, and the props will go flying everywhere. Now let's open this up. They actually send you a whole full set of extra props for you in case you lose one or a freak accident happens and you break a few, which has not happened to me. I have not ever broken a prop yet. Now here is the controller. This thing is massive. Like, I'd say it's twice the size of the drone, and to be honest, I thought the drone was going to be a little bit bigger than this. It's actually really small. But I know Hubsan is working on a Pro version, Hubsan X4 Pro, which is going to be a lot bigger. It's going to be like a DJI Phantom and a DJI Phantom 2. And I'm looking forward to that drone. Now, as you can see out of the box, this does not come with batteries. This requires 4 AA batteries, I believe. And this has its built-in battery which you charge. It comes with a USB cable which adapts to the drone, the battery on the drone, but it does not come with a USB to wall charger adapter, so you have to buy your own or have one laying around and use that. Also, one huge complaint that I do not like about this drone is to power it on, you actually have to plug in the battery. There is no switch on it, so you have to plug it in. I really wish Hubsan would design it where it's just a little toggle switch on it or something. I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard, but it is super small, so they could add some limitations right here. Now the camera does not record HD. It records, I want to say 6040 by 480, so that is below 720p. And what's really neat about the drone is that it transmits the signal from the camera to the screen on the controller, which I'll be showing a little bit later. And when you turn this thing on, it'll ask you to pair the device to the drone, which basically all you do is turn both the devices on and they will pair to each other by themselves. Now, when I first received this mini quadcopter, it would not take off. Well, I had found when I put the cage on it, I accidentally put the props on the wrong way. Now, there's a very specific way these go on. It's not just white, white, red, red. It's white A, white B, red A, and red B. There's a certain order, and the user manual, it tells you how to put them on in the right order, which I actually had to look at the user manual. But after that, it still would not take off, which I was like, okay, what's going on? Well, what Hubsan does not tell you is that the drone has to be calibrated. And during the shipping process, the drone becomes uncalibrated. So when you receive a unit, you probably need to recalibrate it. But I have read cases where you do not have to calibrate it, which you're lucky. But so I'll leave in the description how to recalibrate it. Hubsan does not show how to recalibrate it in the user manual, which was quite shocking. Now, this drone is suitable for indoor and outdoor flying thanks to the ultra stable 6-axis flight control system with adjustable gyro sensitivity, which there's buttons on the controller that let you adjust that. They're just like arrow keys up and down and right to left arrow keys. Now the FPV video range is only about 100 meters, but when you think about it, that is really far for such a small drone. That's pretty far. Now some people have complained that the battery is hard to take out, but I have not had any problems so far. It's not that type of a fit. It slides out pretty easily. Even sometimes in an accident, when it's flying or after it's crashed, it will slide out, but it fits in there well enough to stay in there during most flights. Now people have complained online that this drone has a tendency just to take off, or not like take off, but they lose it outside, and they just, you know, they get the drone going too high to lose sight of it. Guys, just keep sight of the drone. This thing is so small, you could totally easily lose this thing. Just make sure you keep your eyes on the drone at all times. Do not fly it above like 200 feet because you're not going to be able to see it, and it's your own fault if you lose this thing. If it takes off, it's gone. But I wish Hubsan would have put a return home function into it so you would not lose it. But then again, this is a $150 drone, so I mean, that's, you know, you're paying for what you get. Now a lot of people have been saying online that this drone is more of a toy for kids. Please do not give this to your kids. It is not a toy. It's probably good for, I'd say, young teenagers, so like 12, 13 or so, and 14. That would be perfect. I've had a lot of fun flying this drone. I'm almost 19 years old, and so I'm sure most adults would love flying this drone as well. But I have a complaint about the screen. It says you can fly FPV, which is first person view. I do not recommend flying FPV because it's super hard to actually use the controls while watching the screen. You need to be watching the drone instead. So just look at the drone and fly, and do not look at the screen because it actually kind of messes you up, which I thought was strange. I was like, oh, I can just totally look at the screen and fly. No, you will crash into absolutely everything. One of the reasons is the camera is actually kind of a narrow field of view, so you cannot see the room or outside, or you cannot see your surroundings very well. So just make sure to always just look at the drone and fly. Now I guess it's time for the conclusion of this video. As I said at the beginning teaser, people have been saying this is one of the best entry-level drones to buy. And overall, yeah, that's totally true. I would totally say this is one of the best entry-level drones. It retails around $150, $160, and it's super fun to fly. The controls are a little difficult to learn, but I think this will be a great entry-level drone. Once you master the controls on this baby, you can go out and buy a bigger drone, and the controls will be able to transfer over, and you'll be able to fly that drone pretty easily. Now, the learning curve might take a little while. Again, not recommended for kids to fly this drone. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching my review of the Hubsan X4 H107D. Wow, that was a mouthful, but I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you did, please subscribe, hit that like button. And I'll see you guys in the next video.